İstanbul'dan Londra yolculuğumuza başlayacağız anneciğimle. Bana çok güzel, keyifli bir yolculuk olacak diye düşünüyorum. Şu anda 4 tane yapımız var. Bize eşlik edecek olan. Onları da bekliyoruz. Bakalım, çok heyecanlıyız. Hep beraber gezeceğiz, göreceğiz. Hoşça kalın.
İngiltere yolculuğu başladı. İnşallah çok güzel bir yolculuk, çok güzel bir tatil geçecek. Bütün sevdiğim dostlarım, arkadaşlarım yanımızda. Mutluyuz.
Biz de çok mutluyuz.
İyi tatiller, iyi gezmeler.
Tesadüf eseri gördüğümüz, Londra'da bulurken tesadüf eseri gördüğümüz bina Google Londra şu anda. Şöyle göstereyim. Yağmurda yağdığı için biliyorsunuz buranın yağmuru eksik olmuyor. Böyle göstereyim. Şu an buradayız. İlk günümüzdeyiz. Ya bu arabalar beni bitirecek. Bunların hikayelerini anlatacağım size, paylaşıyor olacağım. Herkese öpüyorum çok. Bay bay.
Solda. Bir de pembeli diyeceğim. Yarın öğrenecek.
Şu an Londra sokaklarında geziyoruz. Nereye çıkıyoruz? Bir bakın. Masallar diyarı gibi. Ay çok güzel. Ay çok tatlı.
I think we got the wrong
I saw the no, it's just the band with the guards. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon and welcome on board. And we're going down to Greenwich, folks. And as you can see, we have left Westminster Pier. And now that we have left the pier, I have to give you a safety briefing about the boat you're travelling on. And the safety briefing is not meant to alarm you. Before I start, can I get a very quick show of hands around the boat if you can all hear me okay? Well folks, this boat is fully equipped with the up-to-date and the latest life-saving equipment, and it can be found around the boat clearly marked in green and white signs. Life jackets are on the top deck in the silver cupboards at the front, and downstairs they're underneath all of the fixed seats. Emergency exits to windows and doors, they slide to open. In the unlikely event of an emergency, remain calm and wait for further instruction, okay? Now, the sun has come out in London, it's a lovely day. Is everybody okay? Everybody happy? Folks, on the way downstream, if it's okay with you, I'll stay on the microphone and point out the places of interest as we pass them. Would that be okay? Perfect. So we'll start on the right. We have the London Eye. And the London Eye is the most popular tourist attraction in the capital today. It stands at 450 feet tall, and there are 32 pods surrounding the eye. Each one of the 32 pods resembles one of London's 32 boroughs, and from the top of the London Eye, all of London's 32 boroughs can be seen 25 miles in all directions. One pod takes 45 minutes to go round. If you are pushed for time, it's a very good way to see London. And on the left hand side of the boat, the white building with the black pointed roofs, that's Whitehall Court. And it's in this building you'll find the Royal Horse Guards Hotel, and where Winston Churchill had his wartime office throughout the Second World War. The building with the curving roofs on the left, Charing Cross Station, that's in the West End of London. Charing Cross Bridge, and wave to the people above you on the bridges, hopefully they'll wave back. He's a bit miserable, don't worry about it. So the ones that don't wave back to you, they're just from London, okay? A bit grumpy, isn't it? It's always good to wave to the people above you on the bridges. It keeps their hands busy, you see. It stops them throwing stuff at you. There you go, nice people. As we go through the bridge, our next stop is in front of us, Embankment Pier. We've got to pick up a few passengers. Then we cross the river to Festival Pier, where we do the same. So folks, just bear with me. There'll be a short break whilst I'm getting the passengers safely on the boat in the commentary, and I'll come back to you as we leave. But thanks for listening so far, folks, and as I say, I'll speak to you in a moment. Heard the story. When the bridge was built in 2000, it was designed to sway gently as people walked across it. Does anyone remember? Some of you may remember the day it opened, it didn't sway gently. It actually swayed so violently from side to side, all of the people walking across the bridge fell over. The bridge was opened on a Saturday morning in the millennium year by Her Majesty the Queen and closed 2 hours later in the afternoon by the Metropolitan Police. It was closed for a further 2 years to stop the wobble. And if there's any fans of Shakespeare on the boat, look to the right, the white building with the thatched roof, Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Now, Shakespeare put 17 of his first nights on at the Globe. Tickets start as little as £5, and you can go and watch an old Shakespearean play being performed. Plays like Romeo and Juliet, and someone help me out here. Macbeth, that's my favourite, and all of the other good ones as well. Now the bridge ahead of us is the Southwark Road Bridge. Southwark Bridge is the least used bridge that we have in London today. When the bridge was built in the 1920s, the approach roads were so well hidden into the back streets of London, not many people can find the bridge to use it. Now folks, they even say that if you see anyone walking across the bridge, like the people up there now, when they look at you, give them a wave, because they are probably lost. So we'll try and get their attention. Classic. Now through the bridge and down to the right, a lovely old riverside tavern, and it's called the Anchor of Bankside. It's just behind those white boxes on the right with the red window frames. It's a famous old riverside tavern. The Anchor dates back to 1615, and parts of the pub are well over 400 years old. Made famous by William Shakespeare, who rented the rooms in the attic of the pub as dressing rooms for his performers. Frequented over the years, people that have been in there, the likes of Charles Dickens, William Shakespeare, Samuel Pepys, Dr. Johnson. And just behind that pub is the famous and popular London Borough Market, the best food market in London. And that's my favourite pub on the road. I've been to all of them on the research. This bridge is Cannon Street Railway Bridge, and it's not very interesting. What you might find interesting, look down the side of Pickford's Wharf to the right, and there's a real pirate ship in wet dock. A full-scale working replica of Francis Drake's old ship, the Golden Hind. Francis Drake was the first Englishman to sail a ship around the world. He did it in 3 years with a crew of 80 men, and that is a real working ship. In actual fact, if anyone's seen the films, The Pirates of the Caribbean, I think it's the first one, that ship on the right's got nothing to do with it. The Shard of Glass to the right, that's the tallest building in Western Europe, and it stands at 1,016 feet tall. And it's home to London's only 6-star hotel, the Shangri-La. Now there's a gap in the buildings to the right, Southwark Cathedral to the right. Been a place of worship on that site since the 12th century. Southwark Cathedral. London Bridge is the next bridge we pass beneath, and experts believe that this is the 5th London Bridge to stand on this site in 2,000 years. The first London Bridge was built by the Romans in 45 AD. This London Bridge was opened in 1973. Now folks, if you've got a camera, point your camera to the left, and carved into the stonework of the bridge, the name of the bridge, London Bridge. No idea what you do with that, folks. And if you keep looking to the left, there's a gap in the buildings a long tall monument with a golden top piece. That's a monument to the Great Fire of London of 1666. It's designed to look like a candle. They say a candle was knocked over in a small baker shop accidentally that started a fire. You imagine it burnt down 2/3 of London on the left hand side of the boat. And over the back, the building that gets wider as it goes up, that's number 20 Fenchurch Street. The walkie-talkie building. At the top is the Sky Garden London. See the viewing platform at the top there? So that's the Sky Garden London. It's 100 feet taller than the London Eye, and there's some nice bars and restaurants in there. Excellent views of London. And I like to point out the Sky Garden because it's free of charge to go to. You don't have to pay. You do have to book online before you go there. Now the white building behind the trees with the golden clock face, that's Walter Guard House, headquarters of His Majesty's Customs and Excise. Now any illegal contraband which is confiscated on our borders and ports, it's all taken to this building and destroyed by large incinerators. Now you can see 6 black chimneys on the roof of the incinerators. I've worked on the river for nearly 20 years this year, folks, and I've never seen a puff of smoke coming from any of those chimneys. Okay? But they do say their Christmas parties are phenomenal. Now the warship on the right, the HMS Belfast, the largest light cruiser ever built for the Royal Navy, saw active service throughout the Second World War, and she served with distinction. Bombed the beaches of Normandy 80 years ago on the D-Day landings, took part in the North Atlantic convoys to Russia, and today a museum well worth a visit. If you've got children, they go for free under 10. And down the river to the left hand side, the world famous Tower of London. The oldest part of the Tower of London is the centre with the 4 corners. It's known as the Norman's Keep or the White Tower, and it was built back in 1078 by William the Conqueror. The tower took 400 years to build, and in 1,000 years it served London as many different things. It's been a palace, fortress, royal mint, a royal zoo, a royal observatory, and most famously a prison and a place of Now there's lots of, execution. Lots of gruesome history behind the walls of the tower. And as I say, you can also visit the Crown Jewels in the Tower of London, being guarded very closely by London's beefeaters. Now just ahead of the boat, a lovely view of the Tower Road Bridge. Tower Bridge is 130 years old. Opened in 1894 on June the 30th. Now Tower Bridge is built in the Gothic style to blend in with the Tower of London. And folks, we have a very old tradition on these boats. An old sailor's tradition says that if you wave to the people on Tower Bridge, and if somebody up on the bridge waves back to you, so if you're feeling sociable, give the people on the bridge a little wave and try and get them to wave back to you. Now, if they do wave back to you, it will bring you 5 years of bad luck. I'm only joking. I think it's 10 years of bad luck. Now, when we get through Tower Bridge, we're going to turn the boat around and slowly make our way into our next stop, Butler's Wharf. It's on the right. But as we turn the boat around, get your cameras ready. If you're on the top deck, some postcards around all of the shops in this area. And you know what? They charge nearly £8 for that postcard, that photograph. So you're very lucky today. I've saved you all some money there. We only charge £4. Call it the Docklands part of the river. Many years ago, shipping used to take place. Ships from all around the world would bring their cargo up the river and unload their cargo into the riverside warehouses either side of the boat. Now, when the shipping came to an end, most of the warehouses was knocked down. The ones that remain, take a look to the right, they've all been turned into luxury apartments, and you'll see loads of these warehouse conversions on the way downstream. They're very nice, they're very expensive. A 3-bedroom apartment by Tower Bridge at Butler's Wharf will cost in the region of £5 million, so a very expensive property. Now, on the same subject of a lot of money, if you look here to the right, this lovely super yacht came to London last week. It's owned by an American billionaire. It's called the Moonstone, I believe. Now, these type of ships, they cost $1 million per square metre to build. Now, the man that owns this ship paid $75 million for that. Now, say the price of property on the river, it does slowly start to drop. Because we're close by to Tower Bridge, the more expensive the property is. Now, on the way further down, Canary Wharf is the new finance district of London. The first tower that they built is the one over the back with the pyramid on the top. Officially, it's known as number 1 Canada Square. Londoners just call it the Canary Wharf Tower. Canary Wharf is the name for all of this land on the left, which all of the skyscrapers have been built upon. Today, it's a very clean, modern and well-maintained part of London. Underneath all of those skyscrapers around the Canary Wharf Tower is a very large network of shopping centres. So nice shopping in Canary Wharf. All of the buildings have rooftop cocktail bars and lovely hotels. A lot of them are actually free to go to. So if you have a look online, Canary Wharf cocktail bars, there's loads for you to go to. Some of London's best restaurant chains are now down here in Canary Wharf. So it's a lovely place to visit. Many years ago, before we had all of these buildings here, there was lots of old riverside warehouses, dock systems and sheds, and cargo on ships from the Canary Islands used to come here.
Videoda muhabbet var. Neyin geçti ya?